Ready?
Mm-hmm. Hey Noah, it's Daddy again. I'm going to read you a book called A Wish for Wings That Work. A story about a duck who can't fly because his wings don't work. Okay, Noah, pay attention. It was a good morning to fly. Even it had come late and slow, so cold that a penguin feared his nose might freeze and drop off like one of the icicles hanging over the porch. Fly, Opus whispered to himself as he ran to the top of Duck's Breath Ridge. At dawn, to watch the snow duck soar above. Fly, he whispered, as he lifted his wings and waited to be swept up beneath the fading Christmas moon with the other birds. But it was on a morning such as this that Opus's heart grew as cold as his nose. A penguin can surely say the word fly, but cannot do it. A bird with wings that won't work, Opus growled to himself. What good is this? What good am I? I might as well have been born a snail, or a slice of Melba toast. One day during lunch he climbed the statue in the park and offered to share his last pickle with the pigeons. But they just rolled their eyeballs around and moved away. It is not our pleasure, they sniffled, to share pickles with birds with wings do not work. See, there's Opus, there's his pickle, and there's the penguins, and they don't want anything to do with them. If my wings will not lift me, I'll find something that does, thought Opus. He heard a man screaming on TV about a new product everyone should now own called a Flap-O-Matic. Opus quickly ordered one. When it arrived, he put it together and hoped everything was right. Since the instructions were in different languages, he hoped everything was right. Opus carried it up to Vulture Gorge, strapped it on, wound up the rubber band. Stepping onto the edge, Opus looked down to the bottom 3 miles below. Yow. He gulped, he sighed, walked back home, and spent the rest of the day cooking anchovy Christmas cookies, which wasn't nearly as dangerous. There he is on Vulture Gorge, and there's the contraption he built, but he didn't want to do it. Then Opus knew what he should do. That night he sat in front of his warm fireplace, considered his words carefully, and wrote an important letter. Dear Santa Claus, in the past I've asked for a scarf that would last. I have wished for new skates or something, or some herring rum cake. But since my wings sputter at those times they should flutter, I thought you should know I need wings that will go. And there he is, sitting right there next to his fire, writing Santa Claus a letter. After mailing his Christmas wish, Opus congratulated himself that a penguin could be so clever, and he immediately went up to the Duck's Breath Ridge to practice takeoffs. Santa Claus will bring me new wings, announced Opus to a passing snow duck. I will be flying on Christmas morning. There he is on top of Duck Ridge, talking to the duck. Christmas Eve soon arrived, and after leaving a note of welcome to Santa Claus in the fireplace, the penguin, whose wings would not work, tucked himself into bed and burrowed down deep in his thick quilt, curled his knees up to his chin, scratched his nose one last time, and as a flock of snow ducks drifted silently across the full Christmas moon, He closed his eyes. "Fly," Opus whispered to himself just before falling asleep. "I'll be flying on Christmas morning." And then he was snoring. There he is, sleeping underneath his quilt. And there's the full moon with the ducks flying across it. Look, there, above the hills, above the clouds, a soft glow, growing brighter, closer. What is it? It was much too early for the sun. Maybe it was a duck with a flashlight. Listen, sleigh bells ringing. Ducks don't wear sleigh bells. Why? It was him, of course. And with the thunder of hooves, Father Christmas himself burst through the midnight clouds. There's the reindeer coming through the clouds. On over the countryside, Santa's sleigh swooped and glided and zoomed. And wait, there was a bump. A little thump. Possibly just some bumpy air. Or maybe not. Something was not right. A small piece of the harness has broken. The reindeer flew on, but Santa's sleigh plummeted like a meteor toward the lake. There's Santa. There's his sleigh and all of his toys. "Hello, wake up, emergency," a voice hollered. "Who's jumping about on my bed?" asked Opus, rubbing the sleep from his eyes. A snow duck was holding a light over Opus and looking very upset. "Catastrophe! Calamity!" the duck hollered. "A considerable setback. Please follow me." Opus sighed and guessed that the milkman had slipped and gotten his head stuck in the porch railing again. He crawled out the bed and stumbled outside behind his midnight intruder. There he is, waking up, the duck waking him up. "There," said the snow ducks, and they pointed toward the dark lake. They lifted a little penguin so he could see better. Opus could just make out something. A lantern on the water, a big man with a white beard standing atop a sleigh that was teetering and rocking and sinking. Opus gasped in horror. Down the snowy bank, Opus scampered, a flash of black and white as he hit the water. With a roar, a shimmering curtain of spray erupted behind the rushing missile. He held in the air for the longest second, catching the moonlight before falling. Toad frogs leaped, catfish jumped, and Opus flew strong and fast through the icy water, a wonderful rolling graceful torpedo sailing through the darkness. He was swimming and swimming. After all, it was a penguin to do best. "There," whispered a snow duck from the water's edge. "Look there," he said, pointing now, for something was moving toward them. It was Opus. He was pulling the great Christmas sled and all the toys through the freezing water with the reins in his teeth. There was great sloshing and frothing and laughing. Somebody was laughing. Out from the sleigh, a deep voice could cheer, drifted and over the water. "Ho, ho, ho, ho," it rumbled faintly. "Ho, ho, ho, go." There's Opus swimming with the reins to the sleigh, and there's Santa Claus. Opus stumbled, exhausted, on the dock. His arms ached and it hurt to breathe. He noticed many eyes watching him as he tried to do his best to straighten his soggy red bow tie. He said he had brought the sleigh safely to shore. The reindeer were waiting there patiently. The large man in the red suit approached, gasped his hand, and shook it gently. Santa's wide, pink face came down close, and his whiskers brushed Opus's ear. Opus noticed his kind eyes, one of which winked softly. "I see no penguins here," Santa whispered, "whose wings only sputter tonight. It was courage that flew yours beyond others." He whirled, and with a snap of a whip and a hearty laugh, he and the sleigh sailed up towards the stars.